My name is Caitlin, and I teach piano at a performing arts school. I am the keyboardist and sometimes backup vocal, but mostly keyboards. I actually started playing piano when I was 4 and was classically trained. So I actually had a class with Mike. My friend Pat was in the class with me, and we stopped after class to talk to Mike. I think Pat had something to ask Mike, and Mike found out that I played piano and asked if I wanted to play in his band, or like if I would come record or something. And Pat just jumped in and said yes, and answered for me. And so I found my old keyboard, and Mike came and picked me up because I didn't have a car, and we came here on one of the coldest nights, or coldest days in winter, and started recording. The thing that stands out about this band is the musical background, or like the musical approach, I guess, is way different. Especially from Mike, it comes a lot more from like cultural theory and Walter Benjamin and the process of digital media and recording and how people interact with that. So kind of playing along those lines instead of coming from the other side of things, like musically, has been really interesting. And just the influences, that the different musical influences that they have and then we all bring in, is really interesting. Mike will come up with something, and then I'll come over and add something. Mike will send it to Tom. Tom will do something, send it back. Mike will do something. They'll have this whole conversation. I'll show up again and get caught up and add something new, and so it's just kind of this huge evolving process. And Kathy too, and other students, other friends of Mike's, or just random people that come along. So, and we all kind of stay in touch throughout the year too, like what we're listening to or what we're even reading or thinking about or interested in, and then that kind of influences what we do with the music. I have synesthesia, so I see sound as colors. So Mike is super like excited about that and brings that up a lot as far as like when we're coming up with songs or working on songs. He's like, oh, like what do you see here? What color do you see here? And then kind of tries to write around that, or like I'll create visual art to go with that, I guess, like the album artwork or something. Summer and a Dream. That's, I think, the first song that we wrote from scratch together, which was pretty cool. Mike had just come back from Hawaii and was really into like slack key guitar and different tunings. So he was playing with that, and then Tom put a bass line to it, and then I added piano, and then Kathy showed up the next day and added a vocal track, and that was the song, and we made it in a week all together from scratch. It wasn't even an idea before that, so that's pretty cool. We're usually throwing things together kind of last minute just because it's so hard to get us all together. I know we played at Scholarship and Creativity Day one time, and I think we had an hour that everyone was here before we played, so we were all here just like rehearsing like crazy for an hour, and then drove over and performed, and it was awesome. So it's always usually like chaos, and then when the time comes, everybody's there. There was a summer where Mike was saying black faucet as like an exclamation or something. I don't know. And every day the meaning changed. Like one day black faucet meant awesome, and the next day black faucet meant like oh crap, like, that's horrible. So there's just a lot of weird stuff like that, I guess.